All right, guys, welcome back to Turbo Time. Today we're going to be taking on a turbo swap on this A90. This is the car that had the big boost kit on it with the mpr800-1200. The turbo has failed. He ordered a 6466 NextGen, which is very similar to a turbo that's offered with another big boost kit that uses the same manifold. So we're going to go ahead and get everything pulled off and test fit that NextGen. So we're gonna find out, does a 6466 NextGen fit on the big boost kit? All right, guys, so I got this turbo out of the box. Definitely a nice unit. 6466 NextGen. It's a dual ball bearing turbo. Divided housing there. It's a 1 AR. I think it's gonna put down some good power with this kit. Already started some of the disassembly. Have the wastegate off, oil lines removed, and downpipe is off. I've already removed the manifold nuts, but this kit, unlike some of the hybrids, will not just lift on out of here. It needs that bottom ledge to be loosened and potentially removed. I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna mess with it now and get it going. I'm gonna put these two turbos on the table side by side and we're gonna check them out. We're gonna put this thing back together. All right, guys, so I got these turbos side by side. This is the Master Power turbo that comes with the kit. That is a 6466 NextGen from Precision. As you can see, housings are similar in size. Inlets are similar in size. I believe the Precision downpipe might be a bit bigger. So on this turbo, it did fail internally and is just letting all the oil come through the seal. You can see the Precision's twin scroll design inside. And this one doesn't have that. I want to say the exhaust housing might be a pip smaller on, but it's a 1 AR. This one doesn't have any markings to know what it is, but it does say 70 AR for the compressor housing. But here you have it. So the manifold did suffer from a little oxidation, but fresh coat of paint gets it buttoned right up and looking right. I'm gonna let it get up to temperature, but everything seems legit. That little bit of steam you see is from the fresh paint of the manifold and obviously the turbo heat cycling for the first time, but no leaks. All right, guys, we're back in the garage, still working on this big boost kit. The 6466 does fit well. I had a host of problems with this manifold. As I had stated before, he had had a few problems out of this kit. I think some of it is user error, some of it is design. When the kit was installed, they never put on the last manifold nut, so the one that goes back here, if it'll focus, it wasn't previously on, and as he heat cycled the car, it actually caused the manifold to warp just a little bit. So that's why it wouldn't come out when I unbolted it from the top, and I said maybe this ledge needs to be removed. The ledge shouldn't have to be removed if you're working with a good condition big boost kit. We ended up having to take this thing to a machine shop, and they went ahead and decked it to get it even for it to line up again and meet up with the pins that line up the gasket. So something else I don't particularly like is the way the drain was ran before. It was giving him problems, and that was also due to user error. They had the CRHA clocked where this feed line would end up on the other side of the manifold because of how close it is. But it needs to be clocked this way or it's going to be impossible to drain it because the turbo drain feed itself ends up below the hole in the pan. So it's never going to drain properly. And that's what fouled the last turbo. We're going to get all of this buttoned up. I'm going to give you guys the first startup when we actually get it running here, hopefully in the next few minutes. Everything is now torqued to spec and it's in there. Something else I didn't particularly like is this boot needs to be on there when you're positioning the turbo or it won't fit on afterwards. Something else to note, this turbo and manifold combination is close to 60 pounds. So maneuvering it and getting it in the bay is challenging, to say the least. The Big Boost is not my favorite design, but we're gonna see how it performs. It should be a solid performer. The 6466 looks great in there. And the fact that the manifold does allow you to upgrade to a turbo like this from the base turbo that comes with the kit, I think is valuable in itself. So you can take that with a grain of salt. Let's get to it. All right, guys, fingers crossed. First start. It literally dips below the oil pan, so it was never going to properly drain. Check for leaks. All right, our drain line looks good. No leaks there. We still got to button up the exhaust, but no leaks, no smoke. All right, guys, so in conclusion, the 6466 NextGen does fit on the Big Boost manifold. Car runs good. We're looking forward to get some dyno numbers on this car, potentially some draggy numbers. I will be comparing on the same day, set at the same boost level, the Alibaba manifold and the CSF on the green car versus the red car. So I hope to bring you guys that. As always, if you like the videos, if you like the content, please share, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.